So again, we are here to talk about the Cel.Lab, right? Everybody in the right session? Yeah, all right, that's good. And again, it's a space here for us to share our ideas, our pains, our questions, our doubts, all right? Okay, so has your semester started all right with your students? That's good. Everything under control? Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
That's good. Okay, so let me start sharing the presentation here. So can you all see the presentation? Yeah. All right. So Carolina arriving. So we are going to talk about how we can use the Cel.Lab, especially in the classroom, to enrich students' experience. So we are going to have like 20 minutes, half an hour, to have some critical thinking about the platform, and then we are going to have some demonstration activities to see if they can help you use the Cel.Lab in the classroom. Okay? All right. Now, I'm going to start by posing two questions for you. The first one is very straightforward, and I know your answer is going to be straightforward, like in 1 second. And the second question, you may have to think a little bit more. Okay? So, what is the Cel.Lab? This is very straightforward. So, how would you answer this question?
I believe it's a tool with resources to help us teach the students with a play phase. You know, we can play and we can have all images. So I believe that's what Cel.Lab is for, to show the students why they are learning, what they are learning.
All right, Flavia. Hello, Barbara. Hello, Carolina. Good morning. Welcome.
Hello.
All right. So that's it, Flavia. And in very simple words, it's an educational platform. Okay? It's an educational platform which most schools nowadays offer, right? Something for students to work on their own. Now, what are the benefits of an educational platform? I'm going to give you like 1 minute to think about the benefits, and you can type in. You can type in the chat 1 or 2 benefits that you can come up with. And if you don't want to type in, and if you want to open your mic and tell us, help students consolidate. Yes, Claudio. Homework and continue practice during the week. Flavia. Okay. Look, I was able to come up with 8 benefits of having a platform. All right. Now, I'm going to show you the things that I came up with. And if there is anything you have never thought of, you said, I never thought this would be a benefit. Maybe you can jot down somewhere in a notebook, so that you start thinking about this from now on. All right. So let's see what I have here. It's similar to what some of you have mentioned already. So it's an educational platform, and as Flavia said, as Claudio said, it aims at giving learners extra practice, consolidation, retention of what is seen in the classroom. All right? It's student-centered. It gives learners the possibility to work on their own, at their own pace, Because in the classroom, it's usually the pace of the teacher, the pace of the lesson, or the pace of the average learners there you have in one classroom. So in a platform, the students can work at their own pace. Like if they are slower learners, and there's nothing wrong about being slower, they can go slowly. If they are faster, they go faster, all right? It provides individual learning activities, opportunities. It's individualized, so if you have more problems with vocab, more problems with listening, more difficulties with reading, so you can individualize the activities. Provides opportunities for genuine communication, right? They have to ask questions, they have to give answers, they personalize information. So what's your favorite toy? Okay, for example. Provides opportunities for learners to better take control of their progress, so they may be a little bit more aware if they're doing well, if they're not doing too well, the things that they have to redo. It fosters tech fluency for self-directed learning. Our students nowadays, they are tech natives, right? They are tech natives, but they are very good using technology for pleasure, right? For other things rather than learning. So a platform is a way of helping them direct their skills, their tech skills to learning. And it transforms paper to digital, which is something that may become more and more common in the future. Okay? So these are some of the benefits. Is there anything here that you never thought about when using a platform? No? Okay.
The idea of, having students, work on their own pace. Because if you think about, students, sometimes they have to follow, the program, and there are like students who are faster, students who are a little slower. So I think it's good in this regard.
That's it. It's one of the benefits of having platforms. Okay. Now, with this in mind, okay, we can reflect a little bit more about how I, as a teacher, normally use the Cel.Lab platform to boost learning and to enrich learners' experience. Okay, so I'm going to give you the opportunity to share some of the ideas with your peers here, all right? So I'm going to put you in breakout rooms for like 4 minutes, and I'd like you just to share how is it that you normally use the platform. It has to be really what you do on a normal day, normal basis, okay? So I'll give you like 3 minutes, so let me just open the rooms here. Let's have 2 rooms, okay? We're going to have Adriana, Cláudio, Flávia, and Tamara, and then Andrea, Carol, Renata, and Layeli. Good morning, Layeli. Hello. There you are. You can go, and in 4 minutes, I'll call you back. Hi, Tom. You are 10. That's so nice.
Platform.
Ah, okay.
I can't say much because I've just started in this new school with this new material with Cel.Lep methodology and platform, so I haven't been using it at all. So I'm going to be listening to you guys.
I'm guilty as well. I haven't been using it at all either.
Yeah,
All
me
right,
too.
so
I'm new to Cel.Lep as well.
the three of you, you have just started using the Cel.Lab.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's very good.
All right, I started this year and in a school with the Cel.Lab material, and we have been taking our students to the computer room, let's say this way, let's put it this way, and the students love it, love it. So I also have been enjoying the platform, so that's why I joined the meeting today. So I want to learn more how to make more of the platform. So what we usually do is we book the room, we take the students there, and they already know what they have to do. So it was a bit complicated in the beginning because they didn't know their password, they didn't know their login.
Like this. Yeah, well, actually, Adriana, apparently we have very little experience in the lab because I'm speaking for myself. I've just started and it's been 2 weeks and I didn't have a chance to take them to the lab.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
you
okay.
know.
But have you had the opportunity to look at the Cel.Lab to see how it goes, how it works, the kind of activities that we offer?
Yeah, I'm still on the way. Yeah.
All right, that's
I'm-
good.
Yes, Adriana. I feel the same as Claudio, and I still haven't gained my access. So I'm still waiting for that. I'm using Fernanda's access still, and that's why I haven't thought about how to take the students to Cel.Lab and things like that.
But it's more
But I know the
technical,
platform already.
some technical
Mhm.
problems. All right, okay. No, okay, good. So I'll call you back in a moment, okay?
Okay.
So welcome back. So it was nice to see that most of you are new, right, to the use of the platform, right? But Andrea, you have a very nice comment to make. I love the comment you made. Would you like to share with us?
Everything?
No, just the beginning there you said.
Okay, so my students love going to the computer room. They love the platform. They enjoy listening to their own voices, recording themselves. So I'm here to learn. So I want to make more out of the platform. So that's it.
That's
Is this what you
very good.
expected me to say?
That's nice. That's a very nice voice, right? That is students actually like to listen to their own voices. I had never thought about that. That's interesting, right? It's fun. It's fun maybe to listen to your own voice. Okay, guys. So I'm going to show you some ways in which you can use the Cel.Lab platform. Okay. Let's see if you are using this already, if you're having a tab at this already, and if it's something that you say, I never thought about using the platform this way, maybe you, again, you can jot down somewhere, okay, so maybe you can start thinking about this as from today, okay? So here we are, ways in which you can use the platform. So number one, I guess it's the most common way, all right? You can assign it as homework at the end of a unit or unit of work to consolidate, as Claudia said, to review, retention of information, and so on and so forth. Assign the Cel.Lab activities according to what is studied in the classroom, again, for consolidation. So I worked with vocabulary related to free time activities. So I'm going to assign activity 1, 2, 3 of unit 2B, for example. Okay, so very specific. I check the Cel.Lab activities in the classroom.
What do you mean with this check the activities in the classroom? Like you open the computer in the classroom, or you just ask them if they did it? How do you do this one?
You can ask if they did it. You can open if you have a way of showing the platform, projecting the activities, maybe, right? Check it.
Okay.
I make room to use it in the classroom as they are. Again, if you can project the activity, or if you have a multimedia room, just like Andrea mentioned. So maybe let's go to the multimedia room and let's do activity 1, 2, and 3. I use the Cel.Lab in class to foster interaction and cooperation. I try to gamify some activities and use them in the classroom every now and then, or use them in a multimedia center that you may have. I prepare my students, or I motivate my students to use the Cel.Lab at home, not just by saying, okay, guys, go there, do the Cel.Lab activities 1, 2, and 3. This is not motivating them, just telling them what they have to do, right? I use the Cel.Lab to foster cultural awareness instead of only language practice. And I promote a Cel.Lab day. For example, the last class of every month, you may have a Cel.Lab day in which you gamify some of the activities done at home, for example. So if you are doing something towards the sentences in bold here, maybe you are already trying to enrich a student's experience, okay? There's nothing wrong about assigning the Cel.Lab as homework, nothing wrong, but we can try something else, all right? Instead of only the homework assignment to do, which is important as well, because as we said at the beginning, it gives the opportunity for them to work at their own pace, okay? Now, with this in mind, we are going to go to the more practical part of this workshop today, okay? And what is it that we can do to enrich a student's experience? Let's just remember, what we are going to show here is not gospel, right? We have to think critically about what works, about what doesn't work in our context, how we can adapt the activities to our learners, to our groups, to our school, all right? So again, this is not gospel, and your contributions, your critical thinking, like Adriana, this would never work, I would have to do something different, is very important from now on, okay? All right, so your contributions are super, super important. So Before we go to this practical part, it's very important to bear in mind that we have, right? Cel.Lab has the pedagogical proposal, we have the BNCC, and we have the Common European Framework to follow, okay? So just a quick review so that we are together. Cel.Lab's pedagogical proposal is based on these three thinkers here, okay, Loris Malavizzi, Edgar Morin, and Paulo Freire. And today, as I said, it's important for us to think critically about what we are going to see. So let's keep Paulo Freire in mind, okay? We have the BNCC, all right? And we teach English as a lingua franca, okay? It's English for international communication, right? And of course, we have the CFR, the Common European Framework of Linguistic Reference. And this is important to know where your students are, if they are A1, if they are B1, if they are A2, if they are A2 going towards B1. So it's important to know where they are so that we know what to propose, what to expect, and what to demand in terms of language production, okay? So if you don't know exactly where your students are, should be, or is heading to, so ask your consultant for help, right? So that you know exactly what to propose and expect, all right? So these are the important things to bear in mind: the pedagogical proposal, the BNCC, and the Common European Framework, okay? So, is anyone here teaching United Kids 1? The very small kids, no? Grade 1.
Yes, me.
Yes, Carol. Okay, so Carol, so maybe you can help us. We are going to see two activities that we can adapt, two activities from the Cel.Lab that you can adapt to use in the classroom. And everybody's contribution here is important then, okay? To say, Adriana, it wouldn't work in my context, okay?
Okay.
Let me show you. This is one activity, okay? And they are grade 1, all right? United Kingdom 1. So we are going to do the following. I'm going to do the activity with you, okay? So you are my students in the classroom, and I'm going to project the pictures, okay? So can you see the pictures? Yeah?
Yes.
All right. Okay, and you have to stand up. The kids, they have to stand up. Of course, you don't have to stand up here. So you have to stand up, all right? Okay, so this girl here is going to say something about this picture, okay? You have to guess what she's going to say. If your guess is correct, you jump forward. If your guess is not correct, you jump backwards, all right? So you have only three chances to guess what she is going to say about this picture. So there we go. What is she going to say? No idea?
Something about her eyes, the color of her eyes.
Okay, so what do you think kids could say? Ah, teacher, green eyes. Something like this. Yeah. Any other idea? What she's going to say? Carol, what do you think your students might say?
Maybe the color of the eyes, maybe something about seeing, like we
Mm,
can see with our eyes, maybe.
okay, all right, okay. So maybe you can list 3 possibilities from students. 3, math. Now, let's see. Let's listen. If your guess is right, jump forward. If your guess is wrong, jump backwards. Okay? So, you cannot hear, can you? So just a second.
I have 2 eyes.
So, if they guessed it right, jump forward or jump backwards. And then you can go on. Chances are that they are going to get it right for the second one. All right? If they follow the same pattern, they are going to get it right. So what do you think you're going to say here? What do you think she's going to say? Here.
Maybe I have 2 ears.
Okay.
I have 2
Very-
ears.
If they're right, they jump forward. Again, they keep going jumping. If they're wrong, they jump backwards. It's the classroom. It's what the classroom.
Do you mean, I'm sorry to ask, but do you mean literally jump or just
Jump.
go forward with the
Jump,
question? Oh, jump,
forward,
okay.
Yeah, jump forward. Right. And it goes on and on. And guys, for every unit, you have this kind of activity in which they look at the picture and they listen something related to the picture. Maybe you could have a guessing game day in which you select from different units and you go on. They have to guess, and if they guess it right, they jump forward, they jump backwards. If they cannot stand up because of restrictions, right? They can lean, if they are right, they lean right or they lean left, okay?
Adriana,
Yes, Leia.
sorry to interrupt you, yes. So for example, I have a small class. I have 9 students. I think it's enough just to use my laptop and a sound device, for example, right? Make like a circle time with them, sit on the floor, or do it with them.
Absolutely, absolutely. If you have room for having
Yeah.
them work in a circle, sit down. If they are right, they stand up. If they are wrong,
Yeah.
you can use
Okay.
different types of physical response, right? And kids this age, they like to respond physically, okay?
Okay.
So you could have a one-day guessing game, all right? They can go to the multimedia, they can work in the classroom. What if you cannot play the sound? What if you don't have the resources to play so that the students can listen? What is it that you can do?
Well, maybe and you can do something before when you weekly plan or when you have your lesson plan, you can know what you're going to show them in Cel.Lab so you know what the audio is about. So if you have any problems, you can repeat it or
Exactly.
I don't know, it's an idea.
Yeah, exactly, Layali. That's it. The teacher is the little girl there, okay?
Yeah.
Voice of the teacher, and all they have to do is to trust us, right? Is to trust us, okay? So, do you see this working for you? Regardless of the age? Because they are a little bit older, they like jumping as well, or leading, or this kind of physical response. Okay, so
Even though my class is 2A and 2B, they like to play as well. They like to jump, they like to lean. It's part of being a child. We can also maybe use this as maybe a time filler. For example, if we were able to give the class and there's still 5 or 10 minutes left, we can use it as a filler as well, right?
Absolutely. So guessing games can be very motivating, okay? So you can do it as a one-day activity. You can do it as Leanne said, to prepare students for the activity they are going to do at home. Okay, so you can do it in the classroom. Then, okay, you have the same activity, but it's not a guessing game, and you can do it at home with your mom, with your dad. Okay, or they can even ask their mom and their dads to respond physically as well, which they might do. Okay, all right. So. Another thing that you can use in the classroom is the song activities that you have in the Cel.Lab. All right. Let's not underestimate the importance of songs and storytelling for the young ones, right? They really like it. So if they do this activity at home, they are going, it's song here, you're going to sing along on their own, okay? But if you do it in the classroom, it's much nicer because then you can have everybody singing together, all right? So one way of doing it, circle, if it's possible, sitting down in a circle, if it's possible. If it's not the way, you can arrange the students there. So let's listen to this song and point, okay? So if you listen here, you point. If you listen to eyes, you point, okay? Just pointing, physical response.
This is the way I wash my face, wash my face, wash my face. This is the way I wash my face so early in the morning. This is the way I comb my hair, comb my hair, comb my hair. This is the way I comb my hair so early in the morning. This is the way I close my eyes, close my eyes, close my eyes. This is the way I close my eyes so early in the morning. This is the way I open my mouth, open my mouth, open my mouth. This is the way I open my mouth so early in the morning.
Okay, so they can listen and point or mime, all right? And then, of course, as they learn the song, they can sing together with you, okay?
You can, I just imagine my students. I can do like a marching sort of band, and I can walk around in circles around the classroom and they march behind me like soldiers. I just pictured them doing this.
Exactly, and miming, right? The physical
Yes,
response again for
exactly.
them would be very interesting. It's fun. The only problem is there, this song is gonna stick to your mind forever for 3 or 4 weeks.
Yes,
Right?
I actually have an experience about that. When they learned that we learned the fruits part of the section, and they learned the song "I like to eat." So one time I gave them, they were doing like a cut and glue activity, and one little girl started, "I like to eat," and then the entire class, "I like to," while they were doing another activity. Like we had learned the song a long time ago, and they just started singing out of nowhere.
They learn it, yeah, they learn it. And yes, Leali. And so again, the songs that they can do at home, they can do the activity at home on their own or with their parents. It's nice if they can do it with their peers in the classroom as well, right? And if there is any kind of physical response, that would be much nicer, okay? So do you see this feasible? Do you think this is feasible, doable in your context? Maybe it's going to require some preparation, right? Some rules before, yeah. So you cannot do this. This is possible. This is not possible. Some rules before, so that students don't go wild. If you have more wild learners, okay. All right. So let's go on. Let's see what we have. No, what I want to show. Now, we're going to see an activity for older learners, UK 4. Is anybody here teaching United Kids 4? No? But maybe it's an activity that you can adapt to the other UKs. All right, so let me show you here. They are learning animals and what animals can do. Okay, so I don't know, cats can jump. All right, whales can swim, for example. Okay, all right, so you are my students, UK4, and you're going to work in groups. So for example, in your usual classrooms, how many students do you have? 30, 25, 20, 35?
There are days that we share the group.
Okay, so
Overall, 35.
But
okay,
then in my school, the whole group of 30, 32, we work them divided. We share every class. So I have half of the group, the other teacher has the other half.
all
So
right.
it's great.
Great. Yeah, that's great. That's good to listen. Yeah. So you can have them work in groups of 3, groups of 4, groups of 5, depending on how many students you have in a group. Okay. All right. So now, you're going to listen to this man here, and he's describing an animal. Again, you have to project, right? If you have this facility. In your group, I'm going to give you like 10 seconds to write down which animal he is describing. And of course, you have to write it down in English. Okay? Are you ready? Okay, so.
It's small. It swims in a vertical position. It looks like a horse. What is it?
They discuss there in their groups and they write it down. Or they can rush to the board, okay, and write their answers on the board. This is nice too, because they like writing on the board, right? So after 10 seconds, when I say go, go, rush to the board and you write your answers, okay? This one is here, it's a seahorse. You have 6 examples here. Let's listen to the second one. Let's see if you can do it.
It can be small or big. It can be yellow or red. It has 10 legs. What is it?
Go, and you rush to the board and write it on the board or on a piece of paper. Or if you have those small boards, you know, that they can write on the board and show to the whole group. This would be nice as well. Do you know which animal this is? Sorry, Andrea?
10 legs.
It's a crab.
It's a crab.
It can be gray or pink. It's smaller than a whale. It is intelligent. It jumps out of the water. What is it?
You give them 10 seconds. They rush to the board and so on and so forth. Okay. So, do you think this is possible for you? Do you think this is doable? I have one question for us to think critically. Okay, they are working groups, they are cooperating among each other, but it's also a competition, right? I mean, if my group can do it, the other group cannot do it. So how can we foster a positive competition in the classroom? Because this could go like, you didn't do it, you didn't get it, you got it wrong. So how is it that we're going to foster this healthy competition and avoid this kind of comments? No, you didn't get it, my group got it, we won. Because even if we don't say it's a competition, they may compete, right? They may go, oh, my group got it, your group didn't get it. So how can we foster that? Difficult to answer, right?
It's sort of difficult, yeah, sometimes, because once you start this kind of games, they they simply get to it, and they, sometimes they forget rules. So you have to, raise awareness, all the time, that they have to respect, about fairness, about allowing the other to have their turn. And so it's something that you have to, remind them all the time, even if it's necessary to pause the game and, okay, guys, so here, listen, remember when we talked about this and that? So always reminding them that they have to be fair, that they have to allow at least the other to have their chance to participate.
Yeah, this is something for us to think before we propose this kind of activities, right? One thing, I don't know if you have tried this. One thing is to make the group compete against the teacher, because then they get together, yeah? So it's like this, if you have, look, we have 6 questions here, and you have to guess the animal. If the group as a whole can guess 4 animals correct, the group wins. If not, the teacher wins. So it's the teacher against the students. So they may, work well together. Okay, so this is one thing you can do, right? Because they love competing against you, and chances are that they win. Right? Chances are that they win. Okay, and then it's the group who wins, not one group or group A or group B. It's everybody. Okay. One follow-up is that if you know the whole unit of work, right? They have to talk about what these animals can do and cannot do, what people can do and cannot do. So a follow-up, you have then the animals on the board, for crab, dolphin, and they can tell each other what these animals can do and cannot do. For example, dolphin can jump and swim, okay, and speak in their language. A crab can walk backwards, for example. All right, so this could be a follow-up. All right. So whenever you can find an activity in which you can make them work in groups and rush to the board or write down somewhere, write the answers down somewhere, it can be helpful. Okay, it can be nice, active. All right. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you here another activity, which, again, it's United Kids 4, and it's a reading activity. Have a look. We are going to learn a little bit more about different aquariums around the world. So you have an aquarium in the US, an aquarium in Dubai, an aquarium in Spain. It's a reading activity. So, and as we know, I don't know, did I show you? Sorry, I don't think I showed. So here, it's a reading activity. Okay. So, and as we know, reading activities may be a little bit off-putting, right? Students don't enjoy it that much. Okay. So one way of working within the classroom is to tell them, look, we are going to the multimedia and you're going to learn about some different aquariums. You can even show them pictures, right? Before they go to a multimedia center. Look at these aquariums here. We're going to learn about them, okay? We're going to read about these aquariums, but read carefully. You have to pay attention and write down any important information that you find relevant. Okay? Can I trust you? Because you are going to use this information later on. Okay? You're going to use this information. So you are going to read it. You can read it individually, in pairs, but make sure you pay attention. All right? So when they come back to the classroom, you can do the activity that follows here, okay, which is the questions about the aquariums. For example,
What's the biggest aquarium in the world? Where is it?
and again, they can, again, the same idea as before. They may work in group and they have to write down their answers, okay? But for being able to answer, you know, they would have to read the text carefully, okay? Number 2.
Which aquariums are inside shopping malls? In which aquarium can we find different ecosystems?
So, what do you think? Do you think this could be a little bit more motivating, exciting for students? And we have to be very clear concerning what we expect from them, right? So pay attention, read it carefully because you are going to use the information. If you don't read it carefully, you won't be able to do, you know, to follow the next step, all right? Again, it can be a healthy competition. It can be a collaboration among students, right? They can work in pairs and help each other come up with a complete answer, for example, okay? And then at home, they can go and do the same activity and record their voice and listen to their voice. Or you can go back to the multimedia center and make them record their voice, their answers. Okay, so different ways of using a reading activity. Another thing that you can do is a jigsaw activity. Do you know what a jigsaw activity is? Half of the group, it's like this.
Jigsaw like a puzzle?
Yes, it's like a puzzle. Yeah, but it's like this. For example, we have 5 aquariums here. So half of the group is going to read about Georgia Aquarium and Dubai Mall Aquarium. And the other half is going to read about this aquarium in Spain, this aquarium in South Africa, and this one in Shanghai, for example. Okay? So they read it. You can give them a task, and the task could be these questions here, all right? And then you pair student A and student B, and they have to tell each other what they learned about their aquariums, about the aquariums they read about. And decide which one they'd like to visit, for example, okay? So I read about aquariums 1, 2, and 3, and Carol read 4 and 5. We get together and we share the information, all right? It's a way of dealing with a reading activity, either in the course book or in the Cel.Lab, because there is an information gap, right? So they have to put all the information together to decide which one they'd like to visit, or to decide which one they would suggest to the teacher. For example, oh, teacher, I think you should visit aquarium X because, all right? Are we together? Yes. And finally, let's see, what else do we have here? One more activity for you. Oh, this is nice. So this is decoding 3. Is anybody here teaching decoding 3? Wait, sorry.
I'm teaching decoding 1 and decoding 2.
Okay, so maybe you can adapt to the activity, right? So let me see.
Yeah, actually, I am teaching decoding 3 too.
Right. So decoding 3, this is practice unit 8, activity 11. So we're probably going to deal with this in the future. And they are talking about the things you have to do, the things you must do, the things you don't have to do, and so on and so forth. All right. So guys, you're going to listen to Ryan, and he's going to describe the things he has to do during the week. There are lots of things he has to do, just like you know, you have to do the homework, you have to take care of your smaller sister, for example, okay? So you're going to listen to Ryan, and as you listen, I want to write down at least 3 things he has to do this week. They listen, they write it down. I'm going to listen it again. So if you have 3, try to have 4 things now. So they add something, they can compare their ideas, so on and so forth. And then either you can show this activity here, and they can complete. Okay, for example, well, today's Monday. I'm going out without Mary in the evening. So you have to, the practice, take care of your little sister. So they can complete it. Okay. She has to go to bed, something like that. Something like that. Go to bed at 9. Okay, or go to sleep at 9. It's something like that. So they listen, then they fill in the gaps. Okay. So far, so good. Easy. Follow up. Did you pay attention to the activity? Yeah? Did you? Does Ryan have lots of things to do? All right. So have a look here. I'm going to write some phrases on the board, right? Take care of. Okay. You saw this in the conversation between Ryan and his dad. You have to do this in your house? Do you have to clean your bedroom? I have. Go to the dentist Friday. I have. Help with dinner. And you, is it the same as Ryan? Do you have to help with dinner at home? Or you only eat dinner? Which is much nicer. Okay, now. Everything closed. Platform closed, everything closed. You can put them in pairs and they have to perform the activity as similar as possible to the original one. So one is Dad, the other is Ryan, and they have to perform the activity. Follow up too, they can adapt, all right? It's not Ryan, it's not Dad anymore. It's Claudio and Leieli. So how would you have a similar conversation? Okay. They may need some help, like to ask questions, to sound more natural, to react, okay? And this is a way of helping our students to produce more natural language as well, right? Like they go, oh, Dad, oh, no, oh, really? Okay, so maybe they have to help and you can ask them to keep on performing or even writing down before they perform until they get something more natural. Okay. So do you think this is possible? This is doable with your students? They can listen, they can write down, they can do the activity. They try to reconstruct the conversation, the original conversation, and adapt. It's
Yeah,
a
it's
lot.
a way to give them some sort of challenge as well. Yeah.
It's challenging, again. And maybe the teacher has to monitor, right, and guide students and tell them, in terms of language, that's very nice, but it's not natural. Let's try to make it more natural. Remember what the dad said. Oh, or what Ryan said. Oh, dad, no. It's a way of reacting so that they can become more natural. All right. So guys, anything that you'd like to mention? So again, these are some ideas, okay? And of course you can adapt, readapt, use your creativity, talk to your consultant, right? And ask for more ideas. Think about your environment, your school, how many students you have, if it's doable, if it's not doable, all right? If you don't have a sound, if they cannot listen, if you cannot project, what is it that you're going to say? So use your creativity, okay? All right, now, just to close, let's see here, let me show you the last. So we saw some activities with UK1 that you can adapt to UK2, UK4 that it can adapt to UK3 and 5, decoding 3 that it can adapt to decoding 2 according, you know, let's think about the CFR, you know, to adapting the level of challenge. Right? You can adapt to decoding 4 and so on and so forth. Things to remember, guys. Be aware of the activities students have in the Cel.Lab. So have a look before you start the unit. So have a look. And then you can say, oh, this is going to be a guessing game. This is going to be something else. Promote cooperation, not only competition. Use it in the classroom, make it fun, okay? If you can make it fun in your school, but chances are that you can. Be creative, use your creativity. Don't be afraid of things that may not go right or according to expectations, you know? It may go wrong, okay. It's important that you think critically. So it went wrong because of X, Y, and Z. So maybe I'm not gonna do it again, but I'm gonna try in a different way and try something different, okay? And this attendance list, it's just for me not to forget that I have to send you the attendance list, okay? So just a second, guys, before you go. So here it is. It's gonna be in the chat, okay? So make sure if you can access the attendance list, it's a Google form, and you just have to type in your name and your school, all right? And that is this. Now, finally, okay, it's a big thank you for being here on a Saturday morning. Congrats on being here as well, because it shows that you're very interested and into teaching and learning, right? Which is very nice. And here you have my contact. If you need anything, of course, you can talk to your consultant. But if you need anything, if you want more ideas, if you're stuck, you don't know how to use activity X, Y, and Z, you can contact me. We can have a Zoom. You can do whatever is necessary for you to better use the Cel.Lab. Right? So is there anything that you'd like to say, to comment, to suggest?
Adriana, it was very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea. Thank
My
you.
goal was to learn something else, you know, and I really did. Thank you for the the workshop. Thank you.
Thank you for your contributions. It was very nice to hear from you that your students love it. That was really, it made my day, really, it made my morning.
I think their voices sound different in English. Maybe that's why they like it.
Yes, I had never thought about this. This is true, but it's fun to listen to your own voice. Okay, so thank you, Andrea. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. So have a fantastic sunny Saturday. That's good. Okay. Enjoy it and have a fantastic semester with your students. Okay. Take care, guys. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye bye, guys.
Bye bye.